This episode of Housing for Good is brought to you by listeners and supporters just like you. If you believe in creating safe, stable, and affordable housing for everyone, consider supporting the McPherson Housing Coalition. Your donation helps us provide housing solutions, support services, and hope to those who need it the most. To donate, visit our website, McPhersonHousingCoalition.org. All donations are tax deductible. Thank you.
Welcome to Housing for Good, a podcast dedicated to housing topics and issues affecting our communities in McPherson County and beyond. With years of experience and expertise, hosts Chris Goodson and Karolyn Moore discuss housing challenges and opportunities with other experts from a variety of housing fields.
Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Housing for Good. I'm Karolyn.
And I'm Chris.
So, Chris, for news today, we want to keep reminding people about Brush Up Mac.
Yes.
So that is coming up April 18th.
Yes, and if you want to have a team,
Yeah.
or if you're a homeowner and you need assistance, please get on our website, McPhersonHousingCoalition.org. Chamber of Commerce has applications available that you can get to us. Senior Center and all those different places, but we really want to have as many people participate as possible. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've had up to 300 people before, and man, that's the funnest day, and it goes quick.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you might have this big project at your house that would take you days, and they can do it in a couple hours or an hour. And so that helps you. That's good for them. And so please participate if you can. If you can't be there that day, we accept donations to help with Brush Up Mac because we have to pay for supplies and different things. But it's my favorite day of the year.
Well, and the fun thing is we kind of started off with everybody having breakfast together. Mm-hmm. So you see how many people are there and you can get your team together. Mm-hmm. If you do not pre-register to be a volunteer, you can sign up that day, but I won't guarantee you'll get a T-shirt.
Yep.
And so we like for everybody to have those T-shirts to make that happen. So,
So, okay, what else do we got?
I don't know. What else do we have?
So I don't know if we want to go over the guest question first, or the question,
let's do that.
Okay, so here it is. Here, let me read it. This is from Pat. So are you tracking measurable outcomes for the MHC programs, and what type of information are you tracking?
We are tracking outcomes. We track, we have a database that we put everybody we work with, their information has to go in the database. We do like to put their name in there, but if they are for some reason fleeing or unable to, really they're nervous about providing that information that somebody might get in there to see that information on a fluke, we can put them in as anonymous. But yeah, we collect all that data about the age group and the different demographics that come along with people, family size, what happened to you, what kind of trauma do you have. So we do collect all that. And then once the folks are out of our program, we can follow them. If they stay in touch with us and we have that relationship, we can follow them for up to 2 years to determine the success of the program they were in.
Right. And we're looking at about 70 plus. I thought last time I looked, it was closer to 80%. And that's how we track. I mean, that's part of what we track is how successful are they after they leave our program.
Yep.
Are they stable, or do they have a home? I mean, what is their family looking like at this point?
Yeah.
So, and I think our programs are successful because we are wrapping them with services. We are providing housing. We're doing all those things where people fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
That's why I think this whole thing works. But great question, Pat. Okay, so now I also wanted to say I want to do a future episode from homelessness to home ownership and everything in between.
Yeah.
That is our mission statement now, and I think people are like, what are you talking about? Mm-hmm. What does that mean exactly? So that'll be a really fun episode where we can talk about what the housing continuum looks like, because every one of us is on a different place depending on your age. Mm-hmm. You know, a senior might be in a different housing situation than maybe a single mom or maybe a kid coming out of college or high school. So that's going to be what we're going to do. A future episode is from homelessness to home ownership and everything in between. We're going to tell you what that is.
Okay, but we're not going to tell you when it is, so you just have to
stay
tuned in.
That's right.
So,
okay.
All right, so today we have a very special guest with us. Jayna, a high school student, joined us to go to Capitol Hill Day and speak with legislators. So she's wanting to go into social work, and we wanted her to have that opportunity to see firsthand what advocacy looks like and to meet some of our representatives and just to hear about the work and that we are doing and other agencies across the state are doing. So we are excited to have her on the podcast. Welcome, Jayna.
Yeah, welcome.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
This was
So
that was
fun.
a really fun day, wasn't it?
That was good.
It was.
That was a really good day.
It was.
So let's start at the beginning. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience at Capitol Hill Day? What was it like to meet legislators and other agencies?
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool. We got there, and I've never really been to the Capitol in that kind of setting before. I went once, I think, with a tour of my family. I think I mentioned that maybe once. But yeah, it was just really cool getting to see a whole bunch of different people. I mean, walking in, it was like this whole special, like, fun event, and it was so fancy. I was like, wow. It's pretty amazing.
I know you got a free bag.
I know. Free bag, free name tag.
I will mention that we were there with KHAN, which is Kansas Housing Advocacy Network. So they've formed a group that allows us to advocate for housing things that we're trying to do. So
Yeah. Well,
that's
that-
who put that together.
And the people that were attending were part of our Balance the State, which is just other agencies across the state doing the work that we're doing. And as far as the specialness of the place, I think the Capitol is just kind of special in and of itself.
Yeah. It's really cool.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Every time I go in there, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I think it's the coolest Capitol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Now, I have realized in the times we've been there, if you really want to know what's going on there, you
gotta
go
use the
talk to
stairs.
the
Just-
secretaries
Yes.
and the assistants for each of the representatives because they're the ones that can get you, let's see, the schedule for the day that's going to be discussed.
Yeah.
Or,
When they have 54, what are they called? Bills that are going forward.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I'm not going to stand here for all day. Tell me when my bill's coming up so I can
exactly.
watch what happens with that or whatever. Okay, so you didn't really have time to share any stories with the legislators. It was more about hearing what we
No,
were
but
saying
it was cool, yeah.
and learning about who they were and meeting them firsthand. Was there anything at all when you were listening to the conversations that we were having that really surprised you at all?
I feel like the biggest thing that surprised me was just how easy it was for you guys to go up and just like grab them, and it was like, boom, here's what we're talking about. Here's how passionate we are about this, and then you'd say it, and then they'd be like, oh yeah, we gotta get on that or something. And it was was really cool. Like you just grab and pull them aside when they were in their meetings all day, and then the like very minimal time they had to come out onto wherever we were, like to come out, and you're like, oh, there he is, gotta go catch him. And then, I mean, especially Karolyn, she would always go up, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
That only happens because we have spent the last number of years working so that they know who we are. They know the work we're doing and the passion we have. And I knew that day when they're in session all day, you're probably not going to see them. So
I was
if
surprised.
I saw them,
Yeah. I was really surprised that we even had that opportunity to be able to see them at all.
And did we see two? Was it two of them?
Well, we actually saw three. One of them was downstairs doing something, and we captured them for just a minute.
Whoa.
But two of them came out of their sessions, but one of them we caught somewhere else. So we saw everybody pretty much that we wanted to see, I think,
Cool.
that we needed to talk to. And we had appointments that day, but they couldn't make them because they were trapped and all of that. But I thought overall it was really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to switch a little bit. Did you notice differences in how agencies approach housing? So you remember when we went around to the different tables. Did you? Was there anything specific? I know we had somebody talking about being a housing family advocate. Somebody about being. I think she sat in courtrooms or something and went with them to court.
Yeah.
Do you remember Do you remember any of those particularly? And how did it change your mind at all about what you're thinking you want to do, or get you more excited, or did you see maybe that there were other ways to be a social worker?
Yeah. I feel like I saw just a lot of different ways of kind of like just housing in general. Like, because you guys do something not totally different because you're all doing housing, but like you do it different ways. And so it's kind of cool to just see how like you all just do it in your different areas and like different just ways. And especially because McPherson isn't like as big. So when he was talking about Sedgwick County and those kind of things, it was like kind of cool to hear how they do things, because like they have a lot of people and a lot of like a need, even though we have a need too, obviously. But
we don't have giant tent cities.
Yeah. And so it was kind of cool to hear how they approach things. And then I think that was the only one I really got to go the table that I heard from. So, but it was cool.
Yeah, those two ladies at that one table.
I think they were sweet.
I don't know if you heard this or not, but did you notice how passionate everybody was?
Everyone was so passionate.
Yeah.
Like when we got pulled, I think it was right when we went to like get food, and the lady came up and was just like, "Hey, Chris," and then she just started telling you all the things that was going on with her, and it was really cool. Like she just kept sharing her story, and you're like, she's so passionate, and I was like, this is really cool because everyone there was just so excited to just tell.
Yes.
Everything.
It's like we're all hogging the room because we all have a really important thing we want to say, and everybody wants to say it. And so it is pretty crazy. But that's the thing. The one link that I will say that links all of us together is that every single person that we deal with is so passionate. And I think that you can't be in this work without that passion because it's too much.
Yeah.
It's a difficult field to be in. But when you're passionate and you know what drives you, it really changes the narrative.
So did you learn anything different after you had been there than on the way up in thinking about social work and housing and community supports? Did you learn anything or get any insight in any of that?
Kind of. I feel like when we were just talking in the car ride, like you were telling me some stories and stuff, that was really cool, like just hearing kind of things that are going on in the community, because I feel like I see it a little bit too in a way. So that was cool. But then a guy came up to the table that we were manning, I guess, and he started telling me a little bit about how he was going into social work and how he started out differently, and it was like a senior year at college, and he was doing it through K-State. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like I'll look into that because I always want to have kind of an idea of maybe where to go or where I could do it at. So it's kind of cool talking to him. And he asked really, really good questions to Chris. It was like rapid fire. And I was just listening. She's like, I'm like, wow, she's amazing. She's just answering all of these. I would not be able to. But
yeah, he was rapid fire. I was exhausted. But I mean, it was good. He was asking good questions. Like boom, boom, boom. It was a lot.
And then there was something that I forgot what his name was. But he was the older gentleman that we went into his office a bunch of times, and then we finally went in there, and he had helped you guys with something, with maybe your testifying.
Yeah.
I don't know. But so when we talked to him, he was like, make sure you ask good questions because, like, you might not be able to, like, change somebody's, like, view on things or anything like that, but, like, you can get in their head with, like, asking good questions. And so I feel like that's something kind of that I took away because, like, yeah, if you ask good questions, then people will be like, oh, they're interested in learning about what I do, and they want to know more about me. So then it's kind of a way of, like, maybe you get to share more through your questions or, like, I don't know.
Yeah. So, I know who that was. I can't remember his name, but he helped us the first time we testified. He
was it Paul? I don't know. Or is that the guy we didn't get to meet?
It was Paul Wagner's office, Dieter. I think his last name is Dieter. And he was very instrumental in helping us with our testimony and kind of getting stuff to them on the right time frame. And I think you're right. Asking a good question, somebody may be really set in their mind about what they think about something, but if you can ask a question that makes them think after the conversation is over, I think you've succeeded.
Okay, so what were there options of things that you saw there that maybe you thought, maybe I would rather do this, or maybe I would rather do that, or did it give you any ideas for future?
I feel like
future, employment or something?
In a way, because I haven't really thought about social work in a housing setting because I've always thought of it as like I really want to do something that helps kids and help them be able to have like a steady home. So I guess I really haven't thought of it like, oh yeah, the homes are really, really important. Yeah. And so I always think I'm like, okay, I'm going to get them into like a safe family or like help their case, just like help them get out of their situation or something. But it's really cool how housing has a lot to do with that. Because like if the family is just unstable and unable to have the house, I guess, or like a safe environment for the kids, and that really affects the kids. And even if the parents are like, I don't know, able to take care of them and like good, like the housing them itself, I guess. It's kind of, I don't really know where it's going.
Yeah, I think people are always surprised about the fact that housing and social work go together. But that's the secret of our program is our social worker, Kim and Karolyn are both working one-on-one with those families, and that's our secret. Is that stability plan, working with that family, trying to figure out where they're coming from. I mean, that's why we have this big success rate, because you can't just put somebody in a house, but you also can't just talk to them and provide no resources. It has to go hand in hand, and that's why our stuff is working so well, is because we figured out a long time ago we've got to connect the two in order to be able to help families move forward, because there's some of the stories and the crazy things that have happened over the years, it's like, oh my goodness, how are you supposed to deal with this whole situation? So anyways, I'm glad you took that out of there because a lot of people don't realize how important social work is to what we're doing.
Yeah. It's really
Well,
cool.
and the other thing is there are a lot of agencies we partner with. They might not be social workers, but they're providing a service. And in some ways, they are in that social work field, whether it's a court advocate in the court to speak for the child, or whether you're working at an agency that's going to keep that child safe. Yeah, it can be all kinds of areas. So we were really happy to have you. So tell us about your perspective on how housing has affected your own life growing up.
I feel like it's just, I don't know, I've always had like a nice, like safe home, and I'm really glad and thankful for that because I don't know what it would be like to not. But I've just been very grateful to just like be able to go home and feel safe and like have a bed to sleep in every night, be able to know that my parents are getting the bills paid, I guess, or like I'm going to still have the resources when I wake up. I'm still going to have power and I don't know, all the things that come along with owning a house because I haven't done that yet, so I don't really know.
Someday she will own
One
her
day
own
I
house.
will.
Someday she will. I see a
Hopefully.
bright future here, don't you?
I do too.
I do.
Too.
I'm glad.
So that sense of routine and waking
Yeah.
up in the same bed, going to bed at the same bed
yeah.
every night, and then just knowing your parents are down the hall gave you that sense of stability.
Yeah, you're not worried about being popped around to different
Yeah.
schools maybe, or that maybe you don't have enough to eat. I mean, you
Yeah.
had the stability that most kids would want to have. And unfortunately, a lot of our kids have not had that. And it's really affected them in school because when you're not feeling safe at home or you don't have
Yeah.
enough to eat, that's your focus. You don't always have time to go to school and try to focus on learning when you're hungry.
Yeah.
Or when maybe tonight you don't know for sure if you're going to be on grandma's couch or you're going to sleep in the car or you're not going to get to take a shower because there's no place to do that. I mean, it's a huge effect. So it's fun to hear somebody else's perspective on what that looks like for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Just being able to have friends come over after school or on the weekends. Our families miss out on so much of that kind of just that
Yeah.
stability and routine, very routine, basic stuff.
Okay, so we're going to move on a little bit. I do have a quick question. So what does home mean to you? I think I asked you that before we started
Yeah,
it.
I think the first thing that came to my mind was family because that's where they all are. They're at my house. And I don't know. I love being able, I share a room with my sister. And so and my brothers are right next door to me in the basement. And so like, we're all I feel like it makes us closer. Like just having a nice place to just like, we're all together and we get to have our meals together. And like, it's just been so wonderful to have that. So I think family is what home
That's
means.
so
That's a
awesome.
good answer.
So her parents are probably going to listen to this. See, you should be really
Yeah.
proud of yourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
I know, right? Good job, parents.
Good job, parents. Who we happen to know really well.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like, oh, Jayna, you
All
talk
right.
about us too much.
No, you're doing, and this has been really fun. Okay, after your experience at Capitol Hill Day, what's something that you learned that you think people should know about? How does housing and social work connect? I mean, I think maybe we've talked about that a little bit, but like you said earlier, you were surprised that they even connected at all, right?
Yeah. I guess I'm kind of like, I don't really know how to answer it because they do connect. Like I noticed that a lot more like, oh wow, like, yeah, where they live is really, really impactful. And I feel like there's been a lot of situations where I see like, just like there's kids living places where it's not really safe and their parents can't really provide all of the resources like my parents could or other families I know could. Like they're living in just hard conditions and they're paying like extreme amount of rent, so they get in debt, or they can't pay the rent. Like, or I just said that they can't really pay it at all, and so then the kids are kind of like, "What's going on?" Like, and then with McPherson, it's kind of crazy how much family there is around, like grandparents, like houses and stuff. So like there is a lot of moving around, and I've seen that with a few kids just in our community. Like they don't know if they're going to sleep in their house that night, or they don't know if they're going to be sleeping at grandma's, like you said. And it's just kind of eye-opening because I really feel for kids that have to go through that. It's just so hard, especially because I would never want any of my siblings to have to go through that. I wouldn't want to go through that myself. And so kind of, I guess the perspective I have on it is just like I really want to be able to help someday with getting kids into safe situations or helping their families or anything kind of in that vicinity area kind of just because I feel really passionate about it because I have my two youngest sisters are adopted and my parents have had their foster care license when I was younger. We did foster care. And so I really just been around and kind of seen things that they do, and sometimes they don't get the system right. Like sometimes it's like, that's not the best thing for the kid. What are you doing? And so I just, I want to be able to make kind of maybe even a small impact on how kids are and how safe they are in their home, or help make a good decision with that if sometimes the parents aren't, or the just social workers or DCF or anyone who's kind of involved in it like isn't. So I don't know. That's kind of where I don't know if that answered any of the question, but that's
No, I think you did. And so what would you say to students your age, classmates or people that you talk with, that maybe talk to you about your visit to Capitol Hill? What advice would you give them to learn about housing issues or being an advocate?
I think advocating is kind of cool. I learned what it was on the way up because Karolyn was like, there's a difference between advocating and lobbying. And advocating is where you tell them all the things and you tell them how passionate you are and all the things. And then lobbying is where you tell them all the passionate things. And then you are like, and I hope this changes your mind.
Vote this way.
So I think that's really cool. But so just, I mean, I guess we all can just stand up for people. Like, I feel like in my school, like, I'll always stand up for my siblings if somebody's being rude to them, or my sister or something at school. I'm like, why would you do that? You don't need to. Like, it's not. And so I guess as far as advocating goes, I mean, you can get like your big degree in it and everything and go out like you guys are doing and tell how passionate you are about something, but you can also just like help by showing things you're passionate about to your friends, or like telling them cool things about what you're doing, and also just like, hey, like, we're going to stand up for what we believe in, because there's, and it also has to do with faith too. Like, you want to be able to incorporate that in what you're doing, and like, you know what, this is what I believe in, and this is something the Lord calls me to. He calls me to love others, and so I'm going to go and talk to my friends and talk to them and try and show them as much love and care and show them that I love the Lord. And so I think...
Yeah, that's awesome. I think she's got it all down, don't you? The passion, the fire, I mean, and as an older sibling, I know you have one older
I have one older sister,
So
she's great.
As one of the older siblings, you're a natural advocate, because you have all these other siblings. We won't say how many, but you have quite a few. It's a big family.
Yeah.
And so you've had to naturally probably help with that, right? With as many.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So, but Kim brought me a question here I'm supposed to ask you, which is a great question.
Okay, Kim.
Is your passion more for kids or adults? I think I have this answer already.
Kids, I'd assume.
Yeah.
I think. I can't really see it changing. I just love people in general. So like whoever I'm talking to, I'm like, oh, they're great. Wow. But I definitely have more of a passion for kids, I think, because I have so many younger siblings, and I feel like when I start talking to kids, it's like I just can connect with them so well. And I love that. And I love hearing the funny things they say. Like in history class, we wrote books for first graders, and like they'd stop and just like ask the funniest questions or say random statements that like made us like came out of nowhere, but it's so sweet. And it's just they have such more of like a joy for things, because they haven't had experience as many hard things, like, and there's a lot of kids that have, but a lot of the time it's like they're more passionate and joyful to just hear whatever you have to say. They're like they are very easily influenced. And so it's just like really cool to see how when I meet some little kid or something new, like the level of influence I have over them, like I want to be able to carry myself in a way that just shows them like, oh wow, it's just they can, I guess I lost my thought, man. But
okay, that's all.
That's okay. You know, I think the thing that I hear you saying is that people can be resilient as long as they know they have somebody in their corner. And so if you are advocating and you are working for the kids to have a better life than what maybe they had before, that makes a huge difference. And we never know the impact we could have on somebody's life, making a difference, whether they've had a hard road or an easy one.
Yeah.
You want to be there to support them and advocate for them.
Yeah, and I will say the Housing Coalition, for our emergency shelter, that was the whole thing. We wanted our kids safe, and we needed to make sure that if they were going to be in some type of a shelter, that they had a space of their own, that they could have their own things, that they could feel normal.
Yeah.
And that's why we built it. Because, you know, when you can get to the kids and be able to stabilize what's going on in their lives, you have just changed the trajectory of that entire family. If you can get to those children and let them see that we care and that we love them and that they matter to us and they're not invisible. So when we had a boy come from the middle school, they were doing a little tour, and he came up to us in front of his whole class and said, I got to live here. He was so proud of that.
Yeah,
and in
that's really cool.
middle school is like the scary
Yeah.
time of most people's lives because
Yeah.
it's a little much sometimes. And he was so brave and he said that. And they thought it was the coolest thing. And that's what I want.
Yeah.
Is for people to be proud that they got to live there and not ashamed of it.
Yeah. We had a little girl at one point stay at our house, and I just think it's so cool because now she knows what a safe home feels like, and I'm so glad that my family's able to have like a good home to host people or just help when needed. But she stayed at our house, and now she just is she's gonna know when something is off at her home. Like she's gonna know like, oh, this isn't like normal for like me to be jumping around houses. Like, Mom and Dad, what's going on? Like, and maybe when she grows up, like she'll realize like, I don't want this for my kids because I know how hard it was. And I remember that one family back there that they gave me a safe place to sleep at night when she was staying with us. And my mom was like talking to her mom like, hey, we're going to keep her each night so that she has a safe place to sleep every night. So she knows like when she comes home from school, yes, she can hang out with you, all the things, but she's going to come back to our house so that she knows that she has safety. And that was just really, really important, I think, for us when we had her at our house because I got to hang out with her each night. I got to read her a story before bed, and she was all safe, and like I was just so happy for her. Like it was amazing. But obviously now she's not staying with us anymore, and so I hope we just kind of reach out every now and then. It doesn't really work that well, but I just know that now she has kind of an idea of like this maybe isn't something that I want. Like hopefully when she grows up, she'll realize. And when she was with us, she was able to be baptized. She accepted the Lord. Like she's going to have that forever. And so hopefully she'll remember that. And I just think it's cool kind of how the Lord uses my family and how I've gotten to be used in it too, because I don't know, just something.
I know, that's so good. What do I say now? I'm done.
I know. No, I love your words
so
that
good.
you were able to give this girl the feeling of what normal, safe housing looks like and feels like. And so that is amazing. I absolutely love it.
Okay, and for other students your age, so if you're talking to kids in your class or in church or in youth group or whatever, what advice would you give them about if they want to go into social work or if they want to learn about housing issues or they want to they want to get involved in advocacy? Can you think of
I think
something?
my advice would just be go talk to Chris and Karolyn because I can't tell you anything about this. I only know so much. I haven't even gone to school yet for it. But
That's funny.
I love talking. So if they ask me something about kind of how our adoption process went or how is it like to have your foster care license or how is it just randomly your parents are like, oh, there's a kid that needs to sleep. Like come to our house. Like, I always try and tell people things if they want to know. And, obviously, I don't know too much about housing, so.
I just wanted to make sure. I really wanted you to have the whole thing opened up to you so you could just get this big picture of what is possible within this field.
Yeah.
Because it's not just what everybody thinks. There's so much more to it. So that's what I was hoping you would take away from it, is to open up your eyes to all the possibilities. Then you might come back to what you want to do, but at least you know. Because it all fits together. Without advocates, without attorneys, without the social workers, none of this works. We have to do it together.
Well, and in case you are not in McPherson area and can come talk to Chris and Karolyn, I would just say look around your community, wherever you're at. There is another agency doing the work that we're doing. There are social workers doing the hard work of trying to get people's lives changed around, whether that's adults or kids. And so just reach out to them. That's what Jayna's saying. Just find those people in your community and reach out to them and ask questions.
And they can reach out to us at McPhersonHousingCoalition.org, send us a message or ask a question or reach out or whatever. We want you to reach out to us. We love to connect with our audience. So reach out.
Sweet.
Reach out. Yeah, reach out to us. All right. What else we got
All right.
here?
So that is our podcast with Jayna today.
Oh, that was so good.
Very
It was. And
that was good.
thank you very much for joining us. And
You're
for
so
bringing,
welcome.
And for
Thanks for
coming to
letting me
Capitol
come.
Hill Day with us.
know.
That was
So
a
fun.
blast.
So
Yeah,
fun.
that was fun.
And for bringing your insight. Hey, if you would be interested in being on Housing for Good, or you know somebody that would be an awesome guest, drop us a line, leave us a review, write a question to us like these past 3 weeks we've had questions from viewers, and let us know what you think. And you can do all of that at housingforgood@mcphersonhc.org.
And have a great day.
Bye.